Good morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Firstly, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you're new on board, welcome, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to have you on board. Just a couple of little updates because I keep saying things haven't really sort of got back to what I think normal is, and then Christmas is right around the corner. I do have my Christmas shopping done now though. And I sort of haven't got back into a routine really, so hopefully over the next couple of weeks I'll have a little bit more of an idea of what we're going to be doing next year. But we are already sort of talking of setting dates, etc. Especially for the people in the local areas, we will get back to the platforms. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can now via my website at www.theaussiegoddess.com. Please be aware that I'm probably booked up for about a week in advance now. So if you do want a reading with me, I would suggest you go and book it sort of fairly quickly. If you can't find a time that's suitable for you, always let me know, because I know with some people, for example, they work and they can only, and my calendar only allows for sort of working hours, but I do give a little bit of leeway or leverage to those who work full time. I don't generally work on weekends, but again, if it's something that needs to be thought about, I will think about it. All right, so was there something else? Oh, no. Thank you for joining me for the live yesterday. It was very busy. I think I ended up being on for about an hour and a half, and I generally aim for an hour, but it was fabulous and I love reading for you guys, so thank you for joining me yesterday. I do go live every Wednesday around about 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So if you want to join me there, please do. I do answer questions for a small donation. All right, we are going to use, the Before Tarot I've picked up this morning. So let's see what's going on in the universe this morning. I actually watched a couple of readings this morning. I haven't watched anything for a little while. So I actually watched a couple of readers this morning that I really enjoy watching. So I think I've given their names to you before. So the Strength card is a card that talks about, I always feel if somebody says to me, what is this card? I think it's about taming your inner demons. That's what always comes across for me. The lion represents that part of you that may be scary, fierce. You may be ashamed of this part of you, but whatever it is, it sort of stands aside from you. So it's the part of us that we keep hidden from other people that we feel ashamed of. And it is about us embracing this side of ourselves, and we call it the shadow. Carl Jung sort of talked about this a lot, because we tend to, as human beings, be ashamed of parts of ourselves because what other people tell us, and we put them away. So we keep them hidden deep within us and we don't show them to the world, but in reality, they are part of who we are. And because other people felt uncomfortable with those aspects, it doesn't mean we need to keep them hidden from people. So for example, you know, if somebody says, I talked about this the other day, but if somebody said to you, you're too loud, then you start to think, I'm too loud, so you tend to sort of quieten your voice down. You become very conscious of it. Being conscious of it may be important around that person if you don't want to sort of cause conflict. But at the end of the day, that's their issue, not yours. But what we tend to do, especially when we're young, is we take that on board. We're very sponge-like when we're children. And even in our teens, where we're starting to become more vulnerable, we tend to take things on board that don't belong to us. So when the Strength card comes out, it tells me that you are learning how to accept yourself fully. You're learning how to embrace those parts of you that you put aside. Because even though, you know, somebody else might see you as loud, that might be part of your creativity. So when you stifle the loud, you might stifle other aspects of yourself, which are really beautiful and really important. So remember, you know, there is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with what you do. If other people feel uncomfortable with it, it is their problem. Unless it's offensive or hurtful or abusive, and that's an entirely different thing. We're talking about character aspects. Now, if you've been in relationships or had family that have been quite narcissistic, it is their way of controlling you. So that becomes a very deep sort of conversation. But just remember that people will tell you things because they feel uncomfortable with them. It has nothing to do with you. It's really interesting energy, actually. Oh, have one card in between. Okay, so the Page of Cups represents some sort of offer coming through here. I'm really drawn to the seagull in this particular one, so I'm trying to work out why I'm pulled towards this seagull here, and the fish in the cup, which we always have a bit of a giggle about. The Page of Cups is some sort of offer coming forward. Now, beautiful. Oh, I love this. This is beautiful energy, because for me, this is like, because you've got yourself into this beautiful new energy where you're accepting everything about yourself, no matter what it is. You're not holding back anymore. You're being completely honest from the very core of you. You're showing yourself as your truth, which is the Ace of Swords energy. You're getting some sort of offer coming through here. I think a lot of the time, for example, let's just use an example. If you're lacking in confidence and self-esteem, and you come across as being, a little bit more timid or a little bit more frightened of things, other people may interpret that different to what you're displaying. So you may be coming across lacking confidence, feeling uncomfortable, or not having the self-esteem, but somebody else might interpret that as meaning you're not interested in me. So they may think that because you're acting that way that you're indifferent or you don't like this person. And there's a very big lesson here, because I'm not saying that you always have to see for things from other people's perspectives, but sometimes it's good to understand how you present to the world. There is something about confidence and self-esteem and self-assuredness that is very attractive in someone. And we see it in people who are in the limelight. We see their energy. That makes us, it's very sort of sexual. So when we feel someone has sexual energy or are sexually attractive, it's very often because they have that confidence and that self-esteem. It is a sexuality. And what I feel like is happening here is that somebody's seeing you for the first time. Now, it may be somebody new, it may be somebody you already know, but it's like you're shining, you're glowing, you're really showing who you are here, and somebody's actually seeing that energy here. So the Temperance card tells me that you have everything in balance here. There is a factor of divine timing. There is an energy that you are creating something about yourself that you've kept hidden away. And for me, the Ace of Swords talks of standing in your truth. So it's almost like you're becoming visible now. Now, I talk about this a lot because when you've had, the early years where you've been used to, having people around you who make you feel uncomfortable, you tend to make yourself small and you tend to make yourself a little bit invisible. And for many, many years, I sort of kept going out into the world wondering why I would meet people 3 or 4 times and they still wouldn't know who I was. And I used to think that was really odd. I mean, I know now that some of them are up in their head too and not very well grounded. If they keep meeting you and they don't remember you, there's an issue there as well. But for you, there is this sort of feeling that you've been invisible. And it took me a long time to work that out. Like, I'd go out into groups of people would talk over the top of me. And I just thought, oh, well, I didn't feel important. It just reinforced that energy of not feeling important around other people. But I found that I often come away from things feeling like people hadn't seen me, people didn't see me, and it freaked me out a lot of the time because I didn't really understand why that was happening. But you see, when you're young, if you're in a household that has a lot of friction or abusive behavior or narcissistic behavior, if you're constantly getting, talked at, for whatever reason, what you tend to do is you tiptoe around and you make yourself small because that way people don't see you and that way people don't pick on you. Now, it is a very subconscious energy, but what starts to happen is you start to find that everybody does the same thing to you because you've been very, very clever. You've kept yourself boxed away. You've kept yourself in this little secret place. So you grow up with that energy. So I feel like what's happening here is somehow or another, you're showing yourself to the world here. You're standing in your truth. You're being comfortable now with who you are. And because of that, people are seeing you. People are seeing your beauty. They're seeing your inner confidence. They're seeing your love of self. And that wasn't really projected by you before. So it's like you flipped your energy a little bit. So, you know, it's funny because this is the before tarot, and this card here in the traditional tarot talks about somebody walking away from things that are no longer emotionally satisfying for them. But whenever I see the before tarot one, I feel like this person is not walking away because they're drinking from their own cup. What that says to me is what they were looking for externally, they're now able to find within themselves. So this is a person who is very, very satisfied drinking from their own cup. Now, I want to say to you, I know that when I talk about things from my personal life and share them with you, I know that for many of you, this helps you to understand things about yourself. I don't do that for attention. I would never talk about this. Going back some years ago, I would never have talked about myself at all. That was part of me that I did keep in the shadow. I felt very ashamed and very somewhat guilty about my upbringing because I thought it was me. So for many years, I thought it was my fault. So I kept it in my shadow side. Because I was ashamed of it. I was ashamed of my upbringing. I didn't really understand, you know, how things had happened or why they'd happened. And of course, I have a lot more sort of foresight in that now. But I tell you because I know now how helpful that is for other people, because we go around thinking that we're the only person experiencing that we are the only person who has been through that. And sometimes hearing that other people have gone through things helps us to understand and validate our own feelings. And I feel like a lot of people in these positions of creating or working with others can add a lot of value by talking about their own experiences. And that is why I share with you. So I feel like here what you're doing here is drinking from your own cup. It's like you've got to a point where your shadow side is integrated, you feel really comfortable with who you are, and now you know that whatever you need or want is actually within you to start with. It's just that you put it away because you felt ashamed or because you felt that somebody would see you as a lesser person because of that. All right, let's get into this reading. Very deep one this morning. All right, but I feel like you've got somebody. Look at this. Look, this is just how it should be. This is you. This is you standing in your power. It's you feeling comfortable with where you are in life, feeling very secure and stable with who you are, not needing to be with anyone else, not needing to have anyone else in your life, but you are comfortable now. Comfortable. And there's the Nine of Cups. How beautiful is that? So this guy here who went with his Eight of Cups has now found the Nine of Cups and his wishes are coming true. So it's like now you've found yourself, you're knowing how to manifest, you're sitting in that space and your wishes are about to come true here. Okay, Two of Pentacles. There's definitely a lot of energy of balance in this reading. Definitely this energy of bringing things into balance, you know, integrating things, feeling comfortable with who you are, understanding that those things that you've tucked away are now part of who you are, and you're coming up in this energy. So it's very, very beautiful to see the progression of the collective, because if you're not in this place now, and I know some people say to me, I'm not in that place, and I'm still like at this point, and I think, because you're not there at the moment, it doesn't mean you can't achieve it. It doesn't mean it's going to escape you or run away. It is part of who you are. It's just that you're keeping it very, very carefully hidden from the world because you don't know how to feel vulnerable with that. And you know, many times we see things and we see so many people around us experiencing the same thing and we think, hang on a moment, I thought I was doing that alone. I thought that was something that happened to me and didn't happen to other people. There's a reunion here of some type. Could be to do with a family. We have love here. For some of you, this is some sort of reunion with a past love coming through that you have manifested this. You planted seeds a long time ago for a commitment and this person is coming into you Pisces, Cancer energy coming through here. And the Empress. Oh my goodness, what can I say? It's just a beautiful reading. You have love coming to you. I feel like either somebody is finding their way back to you because you're vibrating at this new beautiful level, or else you're finding the love you always wanted. There's commitment here. I feel like I want to just investigate why the moon's here, but I feel like it may be representing somebody from your past here, Cancer, Pisces energy, but there is definitely some sort of reunion coming in here. Could be family, friends. Doesn't necessarily have to be a loved one. Okay, so we have the Strength card. So I can see that you've come so far in your journey that you are ready to accept an offer here. I feel like you have found some beautiful balance. The divine timing's here. You're vibrating at the right level and you are standing in your truth, which to me is absolutely beautiful. You've got somebody here who's got something to say to you. It's funny because whenever I see an eagle in the cards, I think there is something here that somebody's seeing a bigger picture of. So maybe somebody here that you've had, maybe if they're not from your past, but they're fairly close to you or wanting to approach you here, is definitely looking at things from a higher perspective. I feel like this person wants commitment with you. They don't want to play games. They don't want to have a casual relationship. This is a person who seriously wants to sort of lay down roots with you. All right, let's have a look at this Moon card. Two of Cups. Somebody's kept something secret here. Page of Pentacles. Capricorn, Devil card. Yeah, King of Cups. You've got a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy here. Someone who may have never told you how they felt. There's unspoken feelings here with the Moon. This person is totally obsessing over you here. There's an obsession. I feel like this person may have always either been obsessed with you. This may be somebody that you know already, or somebody who's already developing some sort of feelings for you here. So this person, I feel, would know you at some level. I don't feel this is somebody completely new to you. So this is either somebody in your friendship circle or somebody that knows you, works with you, whatever. But this person already is becoming to the point where they want something with you, but they haven't sort of been able to approach you. I feel like somehow or another, because the Page of Pentacles is like a gift from the universe. And we do have the Two of Cups here. So you may already have some sort of communication with this person, or you may have had communication with this person in the past. But there's unspoken feelings here. This person sees you as their person. And this to me is long-term commitment. Beautiful energy. I feel like you've manifested this. So for many of you, this may be a union coming together here. This may be a union coming together. I do have the card of reconciliation and reunion here, but I feel like you're ready. I feel like you've found the balance. You know where you're at. You're drinking from your own cup now. So you're becoming very, very attractive to somebody who wants to make some sort of commitment to you here. What a lovely reading. Okay, let's pull you an oracle card. I think I need to change up on the cards this weekend. Oh, the Corn. Ooh, I love it when I get a very different one that I don't get very often. That's card number 10. Actually, it's number 1 if you take it in numerology. So there's a new beginning here. A new beginning. Corn represents the mother of sustenance and tangible abundance. This symbol represents material prosperity in the world of form that provides stability and sustenance to many. There is more than enough. You planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when this symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. You've turned a corner. I love you all. Thank you.